Yo, what's good, y'all? Welcome back to Billy Go's Prophetic Vessel. It's your girl, Billy Go, and we got a message for you. Please take what resonates and leave the rest behind. Welcome to your Capricorn and Chosen One channel. Let's get into these timeless collective messages. This love message, that is. Okay, and thank you for bearing with me as I multitask. All right. All right, so what does the Capricorns and Chosen Ones need to know about their love life? What is beneficial for them to hear? Oh. We got the Queen of Cups in reverse, the Six of Swords in reverse. Okay. Why this is the energy that first came out for your love reading? Somebody who is like spiteful, hateful, cunning. Baby, they said, if it ain't me, where you going? They said, if it ain't me, where you going? Somebody, or this is what you saying to somebody, baby. Somebody playing. Holy Spirit, what is this? Elaborate. We got the Eight of Pentacles. All right. The Hermit. Y'all, give me one more. Yep. I didn't want to say it. I didn't want to say it, but this just gave me the confidence for me to say it. Y'all, this is somebody in the background doing black magic. So this is only going to resonate with this is going to resonate for multiples of you, because chosen community, anointed, there's been a lot of dark magic out here. Okay, even for those that's doing manipulation and they don't know that that's what it's called. Okay, you know, there's things that out here that we do all the time and we may not know the terminology for it, but that doesn't mean that it's not that, right? And vice versa. So somebody's been putting work on you, or vice versa, whether you know this or not, or this is what you've been doing. Okay, listen. They've been trying to collect your wisdom. They've been trying to collect your gifts, your beauty, your money, everything. Okay, for some of you guys, they have for some of you guys, it's not just them, it's whoever that they may have linked up with, whether it's a family member of theirs, another lover, whatever the case may be. So they have help. Okay. Now, for some very small percent of you, this could only be those that they're connected to, which that's been crazy too. And we've gotten that before. We have a reading where you dealt with a person in the collective dealt with someone, whoever they got dealt with, they went towards someone else. That someone else that they went towards put black magic on them and put black magic on one of the people, some people in the collective, to keep a union apart. So be mindful of that. For some of you guys, you could be getting some communication here. Somebody wants a new start. Oh, I'm sorry, my nose, Lord. You could be getting some communication. Someone who wants a new start, wants some positive movement forward here. But listen, this Eight of Wands landed, literally landed on Six of Swords in reverse and the Queen of Cups in reverse. This isn't with someone that, this is with the same energy that sat here tried to use black magic to try to stop you from having positive movement forward in your love life, financial life, or whatever, and or all the above. For this is what you tried to do to them. For the energies as you see fit, put yourself on the side of the story as you see fit, take what resonates, leave the rest behind. Okay? What do they want? Why? I mean, why are they? Why did they do this, Holy Spirit? They did this because, look at this, Nine of Swords. They did this because they were feeling miserable with their own life. Okay, you know how misery loves company, and not that that makes it an excuse, not that that makes it right. All right, I noticed this next. Not that this makes it right. However, they were being a player. They were being a player. All right. And this doesn't have to just be romantic for some of you. This could be platonic, right? So this could be a family member, a friend, whatever the case may be. Somebody was being a player, two-faced, phony, a fraud, you know, all that jazz. And, you know, and they was doing this because they weren't feeling successful. Again, not that that makes it right. They weren't seeing the results that they wanted in their life. And they were seeing you get the results that you desired in your life or whatever the case may be, and was like, no, let me go ahead and do that. Let me get that. Let me run that. Not let me go put in the work so I can, or let me put in the work to see if I, you know, what exactly what I need to do in order to achieve that. No, let me put in the work. Now let me put in the work to try to take their shit so I can block them, right? Or, you know, and block them from getting new love, you know, so they won't have success so that I can. So for some of you guys, somebody in your own family, your own friend group, or in some cases your own lover here was plotting on your downfall. Now, for the energies as you see fit, if you know you was plotting on theirs, okay, yep, Two of Cups in reverse. This is a connection that turns sour, went cold. It's no use. Yeah, somebody was definitely a big player, big, huge player in your energy. Absolutely. It looks like that, and they want to talk to you about this. Because it looks like how they did you, they was done the same way. Copy paste. But it looks like you want to reject them, okay, or vice versa, whatever side of the story that you're on here. Your judgment. This is a part of their karma. This is part of their consequence. Okay, yep. This is you closing out a cycle. Closing out a cycle here if you haven't already. Yeah. Because you know, they can't come with you. They can't come to stardom with you. Look at what they tried to do. They tried to keep you from everything that belonged to you. Anybody that tries to stop you from being in your divine purpose, anybody that tries to sit here and stunt your growth on purpose, does not deserve to have any type of access to you. They don't deserve to even know your business, for you to even be pour into them, be any type of help or healer to them, unless God say, okay? Because if it wasn't for God, like, their plan possibly could have worked there to try to like sabotage and make sure that you weren't finna go get anywhere, anything. Yeah, we got the high warfare here. This was a wolf in sheep's clothing. Yeah, cat's out the bag. That how they tried to ruin a family dynamic, or how whoever they got would try to ruin the family dynamic. Sneak away. had help doing this, so coven vibe, absolutely. I don't know why I just got like a seeing picture of like a, you know, one of those gangster movies, and they be in the the lower part. I'm seeing like these women. I don't know why I see women. When I see women, they at like these little tables. I don't want to say a sweatshop, but it's like they're at these tables and they like counting money. You know, doing the bagging the drug, doing, you know, okay. But maybe like that's what they're doing behind the veil. But like, oh, like when you come upstairs, it don't look like that. It don't look like what it looks like downstairs. It looks like a teddy bear shop or a lollipop shop, right? So you would never expect that that's what somebody's doing, operating, whatever the case may be. Honey, honey, honey. This is I'm over here like, where this come from? This a wolf in sheep's clothing, baby. Child. That was trying to manipulate you to stay in the same circumstances. Ooh, be mindful, okay? Yeah. Close the cycle out if you haven't already. This involves them getting the consequences for their actions, okay? That went a little left. So somebody was doing it, running an illegal operation. They was running some sort of why I heard a sex orgy. That's right. What? They was running a sex orgy, y'all. So if they was doing this in the physical, then you know how that should go, right? If they was doing it in the spiritual, then that means taking your essence in some cases, having it up for grabs, taking it to a spiritual store in the spirit realm, trading it off, and or if you have it yourself and you are a ringleader, then that means you're running the show. You have the people in that sweatshop look and feel, taking people on, like, okay, here, this energy is here for you to please them. Okay, I'm sorry, this is getting a little graphic, but fast forward, people need to know this, because if you're going through this, you need to know this is what's going on in the spirit realm and why it's manifesting in the physical like this. Yeah, like, and so then you getting all these different energies, and they coming to you and doing all this stuff, and you wondering what's going on with my sacral chakra, what's going on with my energy, why does it feel like I'm losing out on money, why does it feel like I'm dealing with these ailments, why? Because when they do that spiritually, they sucking on your energy, and when you don't know that, they sucking on that, and you're not doing anything to call it back or get it back or whatever the case may be. That's them being able to then at that point use your energy for whatever they want, whatever the case may be. And hell no. Take that shit back. Take your shit back. Take your energy back. Open up a court case at Divine Headquarters. Okay, which it looks like the Divine is well aware of what's going on, because it's coming out in this reading. That it's like running a whole spiritual operation, and it can happen in the physical too. It doesn't even have to revolve around sex per se, but that was what I was getting, sex orgies, something dealing with the sacral chakra, the attack of the sacral chakra. Okay, I might just name that the attack of the sacral chakra. Somebody could only got with you for sex, for that, to just have access to your body, your energy, and saying whatever they need to in order to keep it. That's why this was so toxic, because somebody wasn't with you or around you for the right reasons, or the reasons that you thought or was under the impression of, and or whoever they ended up getting with was able to sway them, and whoever they got was doing a lot of this behind the scenes, and they was a yes man. Regardless, this is still foul. I mean, real foul. Because at that point, you're not just stealing from the person, you stealing from the bloodlines and the seen and unseen. And Mugs didn't think they was going to have to pay that back. Mugs didn't think that they was going to know for Mugs to pay that back. You thought wrong. Yeah, Mugs didn't see this coming. Mugs didn't see the day that stars was going to be in alignment. Okay? That things were still going to grow and come to pass. Mugs didn't know. Mugs could see a lot of shit, but they couldn't see this. They knew a lot of shit, but they didn't know this. Okay? Ace of Pentacles in reverse is their fate. That's their fate. That's your enemy's fate. Ace of Pentacles in reverse. What they was trying to prevent is now their fate. Why? Because they tried to abuse you and use you instead of... They tried to abuse you and use you and sell you out for fame and fortune instead of going to God, finding out what they need to do. And what they need to do may have just been be patient. Keep tending to whatever work that I have you doing, my child. It may not look like much yet, but if you keep going, you're going to have da-da-da-da-da-da. Remember my promises to you. And don't get me wrong, when you're really suffering, that's the last thing you want to hear. But also at the same time, God is not a man, he shall lie. So now somebody done dug a grave to the point where they may end up getting, they ain't getting dilly squat. Can you imagine that? You're not getting dilly squat. Yeah, look at that. This balance. Look at that. Two of Pentacles, Knight of Pentacles. It's slow, but this is balance being restored. You're not juggling. Okay? You don't have to be, you won't have to necessarily be in a state of juggling like that, because you may feel like you are now and that things are moving slow, but it won't be like that for much longer. Okay, these are going to balance out, but it looks like you're also going to have to realize that the other energy that's moving slow to apologize, if they even are at all. This is why too. They're going through horrible karma, and that's a part of it. They're Ace of Pentacles in reverse. Okay? For what they did. Missing out on your divine inheritance because you wanted to operate a sex ring. Or you wanted to have an illegal operation that's harming people. Based off your traumas, look at, you didn't see my tears. You know, I have too much to lose. So it's like, you know, you guys may not have been too vulnerable, or they haven't, but like, look at that, they still wonder if they still have a chance. It's up to you, right? You know, and if you decide to take somebody back, like I said before, I wouldn't take anybody back that has not had a stripping relationship with God, where he has had a chance to strip you and move you forward and so on and so forth. Okay, look at that. I can't do this. I don't want to know. So they don't want to move on without you. They want to know if they still have a chance with you. You feel like you don't know because, you know, for some of you guys, you may still love them, but you don't want to go through that pain again. You don't want to experience that level of pain again. You want to be with somebody that gives you your flowers the first time. You want to get with somebody who's sure about you the first time. You want to get with somebody who getting with you because they love you and not because they wanted something with you, something from you the first time. Don't get me wrong. There are situations where in the ethers, your soul will know that a partner of yours is incarnating into some circumstances because it's what they need to learn. But your soul is not going to necessarily remember that necessarily when you incarnate here, because going through the veil of forgetfulness. So in some people's cases, y'all peoples did go through the trenches, but you weren't necessarily, that doesn't mean that they were supposed to take things this far. Okay? Well, like I always say, take things back to God, because everybody has similar situations, similar to different outcomes, okay? They may ask for another chance, but you don't have to let them, okay? All right, so yeah, you want somebody that's for sure about you, and always know you're not obligated to wait, but you did need to know what happened with this situation. This energy, they were and had something to do with a decrease in your money, a decrease in your love life, a decrease in your health here, and or someone that they were connected to. With the fact is that even if it was somebody they were connected to, they still knew and didn't do anything. So in some cases they added to it, and or you did, depending upon what side of the story you're on here with. So that's what's up, you guys. You guys are being replenished. It just may be coming in very slow. This energy doesn't look like for some of you guys that they're going to be apologizing, because they're too ashamed for themselves, not because they're really sorry for what they did. It's more so they're sorry that they got caught. Okay, because I mean, remember, this story started off with the Queen of Cups in reverse. This energy, they was evil from the jump, from the get-go. All right, they put on a mask from the get-go. They had on a mask from the jump. Okay, so, and that's the sad part, right? Becoming friends or lovers, cool people with somebody who was wearing a mask from the jump, and now that you see that the person or people that you was wearing that mask with, because don't get me wrong, all masks ain't necessarily bad, right? You could have somebody, they're really like a, chill and a cool vibe up front, but until they get to know you, they reserved, right? So not all masks is bad, but in this case, this one was terrible, horrible, because this was a literal wolf in sheep's clothing, a tyrant who was pretending to be your innocence of a baby, when they was really the spawn of Satan. And their behaviors was like, So, go ahead and rest, my babies, as much as you can. You deserve it. This was hell. And I hope you've learned a lot, so you don't have to repeat this. Okay? And hopefully they will learn their lessons too. But like we said, remember your worth. Remember what you desire. Remember what you deserve, and stand on it. Because it looks like this energy wants to come back. And just because they want to come back doesn't mean that you have to let them. Okay? And doesn't mean that it's going to be easy to say no either. So that's why you're going to have to make sure that you are going to have to create a tether for yourself to say what you need to say, and not what, say what you need to say. Okay? So you can get what you desire and you deserve. And so that God can also provide more restoration for you. So this sounds like a test. So for some of you guys, God may literally let them come back in for the sake of saying, okay, are you really done? Are you really want this? Do you really da-da-da-da-da? And for some of you guys, it's not that God won't bring this person back into your life. He hasn't worked on them yet. But that still doesn't mean that you wait. And that doesn't mean that they're going to be a lover in your life. This may just be a friend or associate that you may just hit up from time to time, depending upon where you are. In other cases, you will never see this energy again. Okay, depending upon what side of the story you're on, and take what resonates, leave the rest behind. But that's what's fucked up. The one that you cared about the most seemed to be, they didn't show the same. They didn't get the same reciprocation. So this time, you get with somebody who does after you show yourself some self-love on that journey. Okay? So thank you all for your love and support here. It's truly, truly appreciated. And always remember, you make your own decisions. Peace out, deuces.